growing up as a child, growing up as an aspiring journalist in Kashmir, the kind of things I used to see in the so-called mainstream media would used to anger me, hurt me. So I think that's the reason why I as a journalist want to go beyond. And then also as journalists, we are supposed to have more sophisticated view of things which are different from the views that somebody or any common man has. So we need to have more nuanced and more deeper understanding of things. My name is Arshad Khatlani. I am a journalist with the Times of India's national and international news gathering team, where we gather news from all over the country and from some parts of the world. It starts from commissioning stories, and depending on the quality of the news reports we get, we either edit them or rewrite them, and then we coordinate with the production team. Coordination is all very important, and then they eventually place the stories on their respective pages. And primarily that's what I do, but I write as well. Minorities in South Asia, South Asia politics, and Kashmir are my areas of interest. All I did was read newspapers, magazines to start with, then books, and then I used to listen to radio. I mean, I used to find this very fascinating, journalists traveling all over the world and reporting news stories. And then I used to, take out pages from my notebook, and then I used to write newspapers. I am interested in looking at things from a different point of view, in the sense that often in the mainstream media we are given a very sanitized view of things. My interest is what lies beyond. In early 90s, where we would be locked up in your houses by 5 in the evening, or there would be days when you wouldn't get out of your houses because such was the situation at that time. There was mayhem all around. There would be young children would be killed, and there would be arson attacks on civilian, and next day something else, you would see something else. I'll tell you, as recent as 2010, I remember one particular case. I've been to the family of that kid. It was a 9-year-old. He went looking for his mentally challenged brother, and he was paramilitary, shot him in his chest, and he died. He bled to death. And next day, what do you see in the newspapers? You see a passing mention of so many people were killed, including a 9-year-old. And on the television throughout that evening, we had visuals of protesters beating up a cop. So that's a level of distortion. I mean, and then conspiracy theories, trying to justify, no matter what, you cannot justify the killing of a 9-year-old. See, often journalism is about connecting dots. The larger picture emerges if you are able to connect the dots. You will be able to connect the dots if you ask the relevant questions. First, you should have interest. I mean, there are different types of, you can be a sports journalist, you can be a political journalist, you can be a local city reporter. Then most of the work happens behind the scenes. Rewriting is a very important element of newspaper journalism. And I would advise young journalists who want to become journalists, they should at least have some interest in history, political science, or sociology, ideally. And ideally they should have a master's degree in either 3 of these subjects, because it gives you that grounding, that understanding. If you have a sense of history, and if you understand history, you will be able to see the events of today, present events, in a different light. And English literature is also something that it comes handy. If you are able to write in a manner, for instance, literature may help you in writing better human interest stories. How do you write human interest story? You have to put emotions into the story. But the talent without opportunity is nothing. So you have to know people, and people have to know you. That's how things work in the industry. Otherwise, you're there somewhere sitting in the corner of your house. Who's going to know you? So it's also, you know, it works. I mean, there's a hierarchy in place. There's a chain of command in place, and how you are able to manage difficult people around you. It's also management skills. How you deal with, there will be always difficult people around you who would want to trip you over. So it's, I mean, I will advise young people to go, whenever they get a job, assess the situation, understand the requirements of the job, and learn on the job. And then money is not an issue, money will follow. And when you're passionate about what you want to do, then we should not worry about money.